Wood, glorious wood. It can be anything you want it to be.
Whoa. Wow, look at this.
Fantastic.
In this copse on the edge of the Welsh Valleys, a group of enthusiasts are competing to be named Best New Woodworker.
This is the quiet before the storm.
Let's get my game face on.
They will be tested with a big build challenge
That's not right.
and an on-the-spot skills test.
I hate straight lines.
But
That joinery, it's incredible.
who will impress the judges?
It's fabulous.
Stuck my fingers together.
Slightly gynecological.
I'm having a moment.
Come on, I'm German. We walk on the field to win.
Woodworkers, lights, camera, action.
There's very much a terrified face going on.
Good luck, guys.
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck.
Oh, yes.
Let's get to it, eh?
Another week, another big build. Last week was a bit of a blip, and it's hard to not let that knock you.
I think I've got your apron.
I am very excited just to get started again and try and improve on last week. I'm going to be cool as a cucumber.
I can't afford any more mistakes. I think I still have a few cards up my sleeve, so just wait for my next trick.
Here we go. Morning.
Good morning.
Bright and breezy. Bushy-tailed. Let's have a handmade huddle. You 7 wonders of the workshop, welcome to week 4. You guys are now packing as much wood as Edward Woodward on a day out at Goodwood. Esteemed judges, what have you got for the woodworkers for their big build challenge?
We'd like you to design and build an exceptional freestanding bookshelf inspired by a natural form.
Function is key. It must be strong, stable, and designed to house a multitude of heavy books.
Woodworkers, you've got 2 days, as always, on your big build. Good luck with the shelf based on a natural form. Tools up, my friends. Get woodworking.
Good luck.
That's lovely, that one. That's really nice.
Freestanding bookshelf. Yay!
It's week 4. A bookcase is a great opportunity to showcase some interesting joinery. There's lots of points of contact. They can really show off their skills.
There's a massive amount to do this week, so I'm going to have to work quickly.
This bookshelf has to be inspired by a natural form. Could be a crashing wave, a seashell, a leaf, a tree.
Right, where did I put my tape? Here it is.
We're expecting them to really ramp up the ambition with this bookshelf.
Good, good, good. Let's see if it goes according to plan.
The woodworkers have each pre-designed their freestanding bookshelves, hoping to catch the judge's eye with their creativity. As well as being inspired by a natural form, it must show advancement in joinery, be perfectly executed, and have no wobble.
This is the biggest piece of furniture I've built before.
Freestanding bookshelves are usually made up of legs,
These are going to be my uprights.
holding up horizontal shelves,
Oh, look at that beautiful line.
We're making some bookshelves looking like a piece of weathered old rock.
but Wolfgang is doing things his own way.
So, we do have a drawing, and it is probably going to look a bit confusing. I'm at it again with all the angles, but I'm pretty confident I can pull it off.
Some mistakes with precision saw Wolfgang scrape through last week.
From here on, the going gets tough, and this is where the tough get going.
Wolfgang's complex design is inspired by shards of rock. The straight lines of the larch uprights and shelves will interlock at varying angles, and it'll all be finished with a scorched effect.
It's like the Matrix, Wolfgang.
Wolfgang, you've had a lot of issues with the angles in your previous builds. What are you going to do to make sure that these ones are perfect?
There's one element here that has a 90-degree angle, and all the others are multiples of 5 degrees. So that's fairly simple to set up.
A lot of protractor kind of energy going on here.
It sounds like you've been to angle management.
That is the plan. The closer I get with the jigsaw, the less I have to faff around by hand.
That idea of rock faces and strata translated in a really beautiful design. I can't wait to see it.
Well, we're getting there, almost.
But he needs to be precise and all those measurements need to be accurate.
It could be an absolute disaster. Again.
Had my brain offline for 1 second and measured wrong. So I've got the 60 millimeters out of place. Not good. Quick, quick, quick.
I wish I had this tool at home. This is amazing.
Oof, satisfying.
We're gonna make this a thing of great beauty with nice tight joints.
Last week, design technology teacher Jen almost came top of the class.
My cutting is done. This week, I really hope I might be in with a shout of winning. Maybe. In a good place. I definitely think the design side is my stronger side. Hopefully the actual construction part isn't letting that down.
Hello, Jen.
Hi.
A lot of maps.
Lots of
For a
maps.
bookshelf.
The shelves are going to be contour lines of some local hills to me.
Ah, so if you were looking down from the top, you would see a kind of
Shoot
hill.
Lake, yeah.
Jen's 6 plywood shelves will each get increasingly smaller to mimic the contour lines of her local mountain. They'll be separated by angled uprights, decorated with maps.
With the maps, how will you get them flat and refined?
Yep, so that is what I'm currently working on. Right now I'm cutting them out and then I'm going to roll them out and get them all flat.
It's a piece of home, Jen,
It is.
in the
really
workshop,
is.
isn't it? Will there be a little tiny Jen running up the hill?
Shall I draw one on? A little stick figure.
Another really strong design concept from Jen.
She's got the free flowing curves, lots of different layers.
I'm gonna paste on the map.
Except I have reservations about the maps. If she doesn't get the finish right on those uprights, it could look a bit tacky.
People keep talking to me about air bubbles. So I'm gonna assume air bubbles is an important thing to get rid of.
It's a deceptively tricky technique, though.
Oh no, there's air bubbles. I'm gonna have muscles by the end of this.
Do you notice I'm a bit taller this week? I'm stood on 2 slabs.
Trees are never predictable to work with. You just got to see what happens as you go along.
Caroline's signature style of mixing natural wood with processed wood
I've got to shear the bark off every one of these trees.
went awry last week,
Got to do about 6 trees worth of this.
but that's not put her off.
I feel like I need to bring it and show that my style is different, but it's also really good.
Hey, Caroline.
Hello.
You're back on the shave horse.
I am. This is my natural habitat. This is where I'm happy.
True to form, Caroline plans to showcase the beauty of natural wood with 4 silver birch branch uprights, which will appear to grow around her machined oak shelves.
I wanted to show you how well I can use wood in its natural form because it's not something that anybody else is doing.
And last week with your coffee table, you had problems with the stability. And you're using similar materials again.
Far too many legs last week. This time I'm going to make sure the joints are stronger. I think it's a case of focusing on one thing at a time rather than thinking too far ahead.
I don't want to see any wedges underneath any of your branches. It needs to be solid.
Yes, definitely.
While you're there, can I have a short back and sides, please, Caroline?
I really hope from Caroline this is the week we see her really singular, unique vision realised.
These are my shelves.
I suppose the tricky thing will be when she connects the, kind of the regular shelves to the irregular branches.
It should be seamless and really tidy.
That's really tight.
Air bubbles, air bubbles, air bubbles.
That'll do, donkey. That'll do.
This is definitely going to fall apart.
Love it. Second favourite toy.
This week, DIYer Nate is once again thinking big, with not 1, but 2 bookshelves.
This is a plan of what it's going to look like in the end. My build is based on 2 countries come together, my side and then my wife's side, and then creating one beautiful bookshelf. Beautiful romance in wood.
Nate's side features the partial shape of Barbados, while his wife's is Rwanda. Each side will have floating shelves and attached to boxed storage below. Plus, he's planning a gap down the middle, like a river.
So it works together as 2 separate bookshelves, but it can also come together to create one beautiful bookshelf.
It's very Spice Girls when 2 become 1.
So the back is sitting on top of the box.
Yes.
Will they wobble? Will that be strong enough?
No. So I'll create a brace at the back so that it doesn't lean back.
Do you have a plan this week?
I have a plan this week as well,
Good to
written
hear.
down. I'll be ticking it all off as I go, so it's always a plan.
What's top of the list?
Get rid of the judges.
I find the idea of having the back with its whole weight on top of the base really weird as a design decision.
He's compromised the structural stability, so he's having to add in an extra brace to give it that support it needs.
I know it won't lean forward, but I want to make sure that it doesn't lean back. But we shall see. We shall see.
This is messy, Mel, and I'm not sure I like it.
Come to me, my little one. Come on. Give you a little bit of that.
In my head, I was just like, do.
What's the reality?
Like,
Jen's not the only one feeling the heat.
Oh my God, it's so hot.
The heat is not in my favor.
it's just so hot.
Slightly delirious.
Yeah.
But if you can't stand the heat,
What's it like working outside in the sunshine? When you're like kind of like Mediterranean skinned like I am, it's absolutely fine and there's no issues. If you had ginger hair or something like that, it might be a few problems.
appropriately enough, Leo's bookshelf concept is to bring the outside inside.
This is not uniform plain timber, this is like nature at its finest. We are taking all live edge slabs, which are oak. The wood is going to do the talking, and when you think of nature, you think of trees. So that's where the actual inspiration for this is coming from.
Leo's keeping his uprights simple to show off the natural beauty of his waney-edged oak shelves. He then plans to pick out any imperfections in the wood with gold and silver resin, a hard-drying compound.
How are you going to make this extraordinary?
I have brought some resin. There are a couple of splits there, which has the potential for me to use that.
OK, so it's more to sort of accentuate any of the faults that are already in the
Oh,
timber.
absolutely, yeah. I think, to be honest, sometimes a lot of woodworkers are put off by seeing splits and knots. I actually think they're great because they give it character.
Show the flaws.
Yeah.
And it's all going to be in the map of Liverpool, right?
How do you know that? Very nice indeed.
I'm really excited to see Leo's design. It's so intriguing.
Well, I lost my bottle there. I got a bit close to the line, so...
We did ask for extraordinary, though. I'm not sure it's extraordinary. There's not really much of a design concept behind it.
Happy with that.
While Leo's happy,
Nobody's going to employ me as a wallpaper.
Jen is still struggling with her maps.
This looks rubbish. I think it's just so warm. It doesn't look great. Right, I'm going to try more paste this time. Don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it. This looks crap. No, it looks like crap as well.
Sticking maps without air bubbles onto her uprights
No!
is slowing Jen down.
He's just bubbling. Oh, so bad.
The woodworkers are now 5 hours into building their freestanding bookshelves.
There shouldn't be any more hiccups.
Wolfgang's corrected his angles.
What I will do now is clamp all of these in place and mark them up. Yeah, most nothing that can go wrong.
I don't think I like it.
Meanwhile, Nate's feeling less decisive.
I'm going to test it with the straight edge rather than the curved edge. See how it goes.
Because they're not straight bits of wood, I can't build the uprights and then put the shelves into them.
And working with nature is adding to Caroline's workload.
So this is going to hold the shelves upright, just while I put the upright in and make their little grooves.
And then you take the scaffold
And
away.
then take the scaffolding away. If it stands strong, huzzah.
I was thinking to myself, she's made a lovely clothes rail. Does she know that it's a bookshelf this week?
What?
I bet Tom has loads of really heavy arty books, so I need to make sure they're strong and stable to support all of them.
Last time, Claire won Woodworker of the Week with a coffee table that looked like a sandwich.
I think all day I'll just be cutting and gluing wood together.
This week, she's going more abstract.
The natural form is like a big wave, and then my shelving is kind of representative of like a jagged coastline.
Claire's coastal creation will be made from beech, featuring unusual step-cut shelves to look like rock, beneath a wave of curved laminated wood.
Is there anything that you're worried about with this build?
I haven't done lamination before, and also just the size of it, it's a lot.
All your builds are big. They're all enormous. You look easy peasy.
Look at the size of your sandwich, Claire. That was in Normo. This will be piece of cake. Well, not
Piece of rock.
Piece of rock.
It's like bloody snow.
Before she attempts to glue together layers of thin sheets into her wave, Claire's building a template, or a jig.
The jig's looking good, I just need to finish it.
Claire is our artist. She's got this incredible sense of creativity. I'm just not getting it yet. I mean, it looked like a fridge or something. It didn't look like a rock face to me at all.
I really love Claire's internal shelf structure with those staggered, almost like rock formations, but I want to see texture with this one. I want to see it looking more like a rock face.
Either the top will fit in or the bottom will fit in, but they won't both fit in together.
With scaffolding holding her shelves in place, Caroline's ready for her branches.
Is it wrong to love these bits?
You love to stick your finger in a woody hole, don't you? You love it.
I love a woody nook.
Exciting times, though. Exciting times.
Leo's filling some woody holes of his own with liquid resin.
Resin will find the tiniest, slightest gap, and it will punish you for it. This is a shallow pour resin, so it cures faster, which is what we need in here. Really should leave this for about 3 days. That's not going to happen.
This is going to be the biggest build that I've done in this workshop so far.
After delivering an undersized coffee table last week, Nathaniel has bigger ideas for his bookshelf.
I'm going to attempt to do a massive cylinder made up of individually cut pieces that are stacked together. I think it's going to be one of the trickier elements.
Built from ash, Nathaniel's river-inspired bookshelf will feature 4 connecting curves and be stained in a vibrant marine blue.
This is going to go backwards and forwards and just be one smooth piece.
What's the nearest river to where you live, Nathaniel?
The River Dee is the nearest river to where I live.
Well, we're in week 4 now, Nathaniel. We're expecting good things from you.
Hopefully I can deliver.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
This is, by his own admission, the biggest build that Nathaniel's ever done. Construction and structure, they're not his strong points. So I really hope that he can focus on those.
The only way I'm going to find out whether it's going to fit is by doing it.
Nathaniel has to laminate 32 pieces together to form the segmented ring for the side sections of his bookshelf. Those angles need to be perfect.
It should fit, but, you know, I don't know until I try it.
That looks extremely flush, my friend.
Because I'm sweating.
Maybe a twang.
Go on then.
Wow, that was quite a sort of waterlogged twang. There we go.
So I'm about to make the grooves for my shelves to sit in.
His country back panels shaped, Nate's using a router for the first time, a machine that creates slots.
I know what a router is, but I don't have one, so...
Just one slip and sparks can fly.
Okay. Do I leave it for a while?
Yeah.
Okay. It looks a bit weird. Can't stress about it now.
I was trying to rush it and making a mess.
Jen's moving from her uneven maps
If I don't make these lines, then all my joints will be gappy.
to cutting slots for her shelves. Another fiddly job.
Just get a bit worried, you know? Everything takes a bazillion times longer than it should. It's just taking ages. It really is. I feel like I've been doing this forever.
You're amazing. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, lovely.
I'm just about to put the glue on for the lamination so it can set overnight.
The woodworkers are now halfway through the big build.
The best possible result is it sticks together and I've got a curve.
I've got no gaps and it's round.
Some bookshelves are telling a happy tale.
This is proper bushcraft woodwork. Job done.
It's got a nice little silver tint in it. Sanded, that'll look really, really smart.
It's only like 2 of 4, but this one's come together. Thank God.
But some could turn into horror stories.
Why is that not sitting right?
That one's not good. Immunity would be good. Immunity is always good.
Immunity would be incredibly helpful this week, seeing as I am struggling.
OK, woodworkers, come on. You've been on the shelf for too long now. Time to get out there, try new things, by which I mean a skills challenge. You know you want to. Into the blasting furnace.
Well, a lot of stuff going on.
Find your chairs.
Let's see what we've got.
I see offcuts from my coffee table there.
OK, Sophie, Tom, what have you got for the woodworkers for their skills challenge, please?
All good woodworkers have a huge respect for wood and don't want to see any of their precious materials go to waste. So we want you to make something beautiful out of the offcuts.
We would like you to create a wooden candelabra. It must be an imaginative and creative use of leftover wood, a real one-off design.
So woodworkers, time to channel your inner Liberace now. You've got 2 hours, tools up, get woodworking.
Let me go have a nosy.
Do you use loads of offcuts at all? Don't waste anything really in the workshop.
I just want everything.
First job
Oh, goodness.
is to select their wood wisely.
It'd be wrong of me not to use this, wouldn't it?
There's loads of jazzy shapes.
And work out what to do with it.
I've never owned something that I would refer to as a candelabra.
Well, there's huge scope when using offcuts. It's a great chance to think creatively. They can throw everything at it.
I've never made a candelabra before, but it just means it's got more than one candle in it, doesn't it?
A candelabra has to be the centerpiece of a dining table. I mean, it's a showstopper, isn't it?
Yeah, this is no time to be safe.
Nate, what are you planning on building?
None of your business, Claire.
It's gonna be like a city scene.
Gonna try and do like an angel.
I'm going to make my 2 daughters.
I think I just want to make a slice of cake.
With designs thought up,
I want to make it look appetising.
I'm thinking I'll do the mountains and then I'll do some like trails going down or something.
they must transform their offcuts.
This is speed whittling, speed carving.
Show me your wooden girls.
They will be your children forever, for they are made of wood.
Put me back in the vice, Mummy.
This will be inspired by a traditional Jewish menorah.
4, 8, 12. That'll all 13 tea lights. That's fine.
I have no idea.
Like it, Nate. Like it, love it, like it.
May have bitten off
Go
more than I
balls.
can chew.
Got a problem here. I think I'm going to have to change my design round.
Halfway through their candelabra,
How can I do this?
ideas are going up in smoke.
At the beginning, I tried to carve a bigger angel, which did not work.
This is looking good, Leah.
Well, I've had to diversify somewhat because
Nice.
the tea lights are out the window.
Lovely, okay.
Too difficult
No,
to...
who needs tea lights?
It's a round thing that I'm trying to clamp in a flat thing.
I'm still carving into it to make it look like cake.
Here I'm cutting a tiny little recess. I pressed too hard and it just cracked.
We have one angel wing.
So it'll be like a cityscape, but looking down from it.
I love that. And how are you going to stick them all together?
Glue.
Gluage. Boom. Okay, woodworkers, 10 minutes left on your candelabra, which is plural for candelabra, I think you'll find.
No immunity this week, eh?
The final stage,
Get in, children.
decoration to make their candelabra shine.
I mean, who doesn't love burning wood? Oh, it's a bit like a tree. Now I've just got to do that about 40 more times.
Wolfgang, Look what you've created. Look at the delicateness of that.
Don't look too sharp.
Oh my God!
Come on, we're about to stick it to the table.
Finish is going on with possibly the world's smallest brush.
Oh! Right across her face. No.
Could be a mess.
OK, woodworkers, time has floated away like a candelabra in the wind. Your skills challenge is over.
Seem to have made 2 terrifying voodoo dolls.
Now remember, whoever shines brightly in this challenge will win pass straight through to next week.
Chances of winning immunity? Very slim.
I'm satisfied that it's as best as I could do. So we'll see.
Our 7 woodworkers have each transformed an off-cut piece of wood
OK, woodworkers, judgment time is upon us.
into an original candelabra. The most inventive one will light the way to immunity.
Jen, please bring up your candelabra. Thank you.
The first thing I'm drawn to is the fact that you've used different candles. I love that.
Thank you.
I love all the use of different offcuts. They're almost sort of abstract art to it.
Yeah.
I love this stepped one here in particular. Lovely.
One thing that is a shame is just the glue that's overspilling off the sides.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unforgivable, I agree.
Did you know you had such a talent from turning wood into food?
really didn't.
So you've given us carving, which is great. I also love that you've used your finish to kind of give that effect of icing.
I mean, it's on the subtle side of candelabra, but nice at a party.
Next week, sausages on sticks.
These are my daughters.
Heading towards slightly spooky Wicker Man shining territory.
I'll take that.
Thank you, Caroline.
I think this is a really beautiful candelabra. It's definitely a centerpiece.
I think it's really clever. How stable is it?
Obviously, you're not supposed to play cricket with it, but
I love the form. I think the form is really elegant and beautiful.
Thank you, Wolfgang.
It's got a definite kind of ski lodge kind of feel.
It's quite simple in construction, but I love that you've used pyrography to accentuate your forest.
Yeah, it's very, very delicately done.
Thanks.
Does look a bit more like a nativity scene than a candelabra.
These all, they're not attached. So strictly speaking, they're just lumps of wood.
It's a modular look.
That's a lot of candles.
That is a showstopper.
That's Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, that's a Catholic upbringing.
I love that you've used so many different timbers, and especially to give it height.
There's a very creative use of offcuts.
That was the last of the offcuts from the coffee table.
From the coffee table. I think you should be very proud.
7 candelabras, but only one can burn bright enough for immunity.
For their very inventive use of offcuts, this week's winner is Leo.
Oh, wow. Thank you. I'm absolutely delighted to actually win one. Yeah, I'm really, really happy.
Ah, well deserved, man. Well deserved. Today's skills challenge just wasn't for me today. Wasn't for me.
No immunity. That's genuinely disappointing this week.
I have a lot I need to do tomorrow.
Likewise. I feel like I keep producing stuff that's pretty decent, but never win.
Right, here we go.
No wobbles. No another day two.
I've got a point to prove. I'm going to go in there and smash it today and show the judges what I can do.
It's not a chill day today, so I have to get to it.
I am going into day 2 with a renewed sense of purpose.
After a series of errors,
I'm much happier with the chisel compared to the power tools.
Jen must turn things around, starting with the grooves for her shelves.
I know what I need to do. I just need to repeat multiple times and not make a mess of it.
There we go. Right, we're good. That one is finito.
Yep, up.
While Wolfgang is flying ahead,
I am happy.
others are still assembling.
So just on the dry fit, and it's looking pretty good.
Right, let's get unclamping.
And Claire's curve is coming out of the clamps.
Oh, that's a relief. I think it's went quite well for the first one I've ever done. Yeah, I can see my wave kind of design in this. Oh, you can.
Change of plan.
Meanwhile,
Just playing with a bit of design.
having already changed his central river,
Silly Nate.
Nate is rethinking where to fix his back panel.
What I'll do is I'll take the box and I'll attach it to the back here. What that means is the base of this will act as a stabilizer.
Nate has finally figured out a key part of his build, and I'm so happy to see it. I would have liked to have seen Nate make those important decisions early on and just get it done.
But sometimes when you actually start making a piece, you get different ideas.
Nate really needs to learn how to anticipate problems rather than deal with them when they're right up in his face. It looks pretty messy.
I've wasted a bit of time, but I love it when a plan comes together.
This is the day. We're gonna make this all black, make it look like a piece of good old weathered rock.
He'll blacken the whole thing by scorching it.
But if I do set fire to it, here's my secret weapon.
Wolfgang, is that a flamethrower in your hand, or are you just pleased to see me?
Well, yeah. I haven't got a clue what to say to that.
Listen, I'll be your fire officer. I will stand here for safety reasons.
You got to get your eyes on this.
Leo's also burning bright.
We'll give it a lovely, textured, nice effect. I could spend all day doing this. It's amazing.
That one feels good.
While Caroline's painstakingly fitted all 4 of her branch legs.
That's the last one in. Don't know if I need to add an extra bit of stability. We'll not know until we get the scaffolding off.
I think it'll look really good when it's all smoothed over.
With half the day left,
So attaching it by glue and screws.
it's a rush to fit shelves.
Drill bit broken there. I just need to make less mistakes.
I'm just starting on actual shelves just now. They're all going to be mitered though, so it's a little bit of thinking.
Miter joints are where 2 wood ends are cut at 45 degrees to create a right angle,
It just takes a wee minute for my brain to like click.
which Claire is gluing and taping into place.
We're getting there with it.
I've got to get the glue on and somehow get them to fit. Getting the alignment is not easy. It's just going to be a bit of wiggling. Probably a lot of wiggling.
I'm really concerned about Jen. She spent so long on those maps and it doesn't look great. And now she's not got enough time to put it all together.
This is probably one of the worst things I've ever made.
We're doing good here. We're doing okay.
Wolfgang is upright,
Ready?
but other bookshelves are just becoming freestanding.
Nathaniel, a little dance around it, please. Come on.
So now I'm going to take the scaffolding off and see what it looks like without the support.
I'll lift, you pull. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ready?
Yep.
2, 3. All the way.
Stands!
For Caroline, a familiar issue.
And it's solid that way. It's not shifting, but that way it is. I want the judges to be like, oh, that's really solid. Now I need to add some stronger support.
Okay, woodworkers, you've got 1 hour left of shelf life. 1 hour to go, my friends.
Got a lot to go, but we're getting there. Definitely getting there.
I want to get as much oil on this as possible.
While some are adding a finish,
That's too light to be a river, but then that's too dark to be a river.
What colour is the D? Brown, grey.
Yeah, probably more like brown.
So anyone will do.
Anyone will do, yeah.
others are still on construction.
So I'm going to put a brace in the back, which will keep it from going back and forward like this.
I've got the beauty, I need the stability, so this is important.
We're getting there with it.
It's not finished, and it's a mess.
I'm going to be sanding right up till the time Mel says stop.
This is magical glue to just hold it in place.
I'm feeling good.
Now I'm putting this on, it's really showing where I wasn't able to sand it as much.
Oh my God, I think I've actually finished the project. Oh my God.
Okay, woodworkers, you are officially beyond your shelf life. Your big build is finished. Please stop all works.
Oh God, that was intense.
Yours looks great.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Hey! Oh my God.
2 days, 7 freestanding bookshelves. Now the woodworkers' fates are in the hands of the judges.
What an effort that was. That was a massive task.
Proud of the design, disappointed in the execution.
Relieved that it's over. Apprehensive to what the judges will say.
In just 2 days, the woodworkers have managed to create 7 freestanding bookshelves inspired by nature. It's now up to the judges to decide who will move into next week and who will be left on the shelf. In her bid to use natural wood alongside machined wood, Caroline has delivered 5 silver birch branch uprights, appearing to grow around sleeker oak shelves.
Caroline.
Hey, Caroline.
Hello. Caroline, you've done it. You have realised your vision. It's fantastic. The choice of the wood and tonally, they work together really, really beautifully. I love what you've done with the texture on these upright branches. It's fabulous.
Yeah, the texture is my favourite bit. It's really tactile. I was really worried it wasn't going to be stable, especially after your coffee table. But when I saw that scaffold go up, it was a really smart move, and you've proved me wrong. I mean, I'll give it a little test, but, I mean, that's solid. It's not going anywhere.
I mean, I would happily have this at home.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
I'm really excited to see where you'll go next.
To the bar.
Claire has built a bookshelf inspired by a jagged coastline with unusual staggered shelves to look like layers of rock under a curved, laminated wave.
Hey, Claire.
Hello.
Claire.
I love these shelves, the staggered shape of them. I think that's really successful.
I love that you've given us lamination, and you've done a great job. There's no gaps between any of that.
Thank you. I'm quite proud of that. It's the first time I've ever done it before.
I would have loved to have seen some texture in there, though. I think that was one thing that could have really elevated it and given it that more sort of rock-like feel.
It's almost like you've gone sophisticated, but actually it needed perhaps a little bit more complexity, I think, in the form.
Nathaniel was inspired by the River Dee for his meandering shelves, which feature 4 complex curved sides made from segmented rings and a vibrant blue stain.
It's incredibly striking.
Thank you.
And the fact that this has no turning in it either, so you tried something new and it's paid off.
It's got impact, it's distinctive.
It's blue.
It's blue, it's very, very blue. Personally, I really like it. You've got some patchiness, though, with the stain.
Yeah, I would have liked to have done a second coat, but I just didn't have enough time.
The River Dee has never looked so delightful.
Made to look like shards of rock, Wolfgang's tilted bookshelf is a complex mix of angles, interlocking at 25 points. Built from larch, he's scorched it entirely for a textured black finish.
We wanted a dramatic, extraordinary bookshelf, and you have delivered exactly that. It is remarkable.
The best thing for me is that joinery. So many perfect joints. It's incredible.
I always thought this was going to be a Marmite piece. I'm very, very relieved to see that you both love it.
It's really forceful. It's got real presence. I love the way it's a 3-dimensional design as well. You can go all the way around it and find something new.
And that scorching just gives it another dimension as well. You had such a huge surface area to cover, and it's perfect.
Some books look really good on the tilt. There's a lady author whose books look very, very good on the wonk.
Nate has backed his bookshelf with half of Barbados and half Rwanda to represent his union with his wife. Adapted from his original design, he's joined both sides together and attached them at the base to boxed storage.
This is a sizable bookshelf that you've built, but we've no longer got the river running through.
I thought the river would cut too deep into the bookshelf, so I took it off.
And construction-wise, I know you had some issues with stability, so you have added a brace onto the back.
Yeah, now it's one complete piece, yeah.
Do we need to give it a little shake? There's some wobbliness there.
And I know you've never used a router before. It can be a tricky thing to get right. You did slip slightly. You can hide it with the books, but it is visible. It's such a shame.
Yeah.
What I love about it is these smooth, tactile sides. I think you would have accentuated it even more had you added that kind of final wax or a stain or something like that.
I hear you.
Immune from elimination, Leo's bookshelf is built from scorched ash dowels and natural waney-edged oak planks, with splits and knots made of feature with silver and gold resin.
Leo, you won our skills challenge, so you have immunity, but you didn't let that stop you. I mean, look at this. What an incredible bookshelf.
Thank you.
You've really worked on those finer details. There's lots of small elements that I absolutely love in this piece. That resin is perfect. You've done such a brilliant job with it.
Thank you.
We asked for a bookshelf that's inspired by a natural form. I think had you interpreted that idea, that might have given it that real kind of showstopper feel.
Inspired by her local mountain, Jen's contour-shaped shelves gradually peak as they go upwards. They're spaced by angled supports, pasted with Ordnance Survey maps.
Now, you had a really strong design concept, but I don't think it's translated into the build.
I'd agree.
Yeah, this was one of my favourite concepts with the free-form shapes and the different heights, but I don't think you needed to be so literal with the maps.
I think also you struggled with the application of the maps. So there's a lot of wrinkles.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that again.
I'd almost have liked it to be even more kind of topographic in some ways, you know, more of a kind of sense of it, this being a hill, by grouping some of these kind of contours together like you'd get on a map.
Maybe moving forward, you'd need to think more about the construction as a whole, and when problems do arise, think of a plan B.
So, judges, question. Whose shelves are stacking up and who's going to be back stacking shelves?
Well, I think Nate is in trouble. The overall design concept was a bit weird from the start. At this point, we're expecting, you know, seamless design and perfect execution.
I mean, Jen's a real concern of mine, and she had so many problems.
She has to work at the construction. That's what's letting her down.
So on the less neggy end of things, who's up top?
For me, it's Caroline. She delivered such a beautiful bookshelf this week. She's finally realised her design, and it's got so much personality in there.
Who should be celebrating with her?
Oh, Wolfgang, of course. What an amazing bookshelf. I mean, really.
Those joints that he gave us were so tricky to get right. There were so many angles, and he delivered them perfectly.
I sense the judging department will be up quite late for this one.
Ooh, they made some very valid points, very valid points. There is no safe feeling right now, not for me. I just have to wait.
They like the idea, they just didn't like the construction, and I can't disagree with that. Yeah, I'm a bit worried I might be leaving this week.
Right, good luck, everyone.
Good luck, good luck, good luck.
Woodworkers, one word to sum up the last 2 days in the workshop: hot. And through it all, one of you really turned up the heat with a near flawless, extraordinary bookshelf. I'm really happy to announce that our Woodworker of the Week is Wolfgang. Well done, Wolfgang. Leo, with the Candelabra Skills Challenge, you blaze your way into next week. Huge congratulations to you.
Thank you.
But for somebody else in the workshop, I'm afraid this marks the last heat of the competition. I am really sad to say that the woodworker who will not be joining us next week is Nate.
I'm definitely gutted to be going home. I wanted to come here and learn something new. I didn't want to come and play it safe, so if that's the way I go out, then that's the way I go out, but I'm very happy.
I'm sorry.
It has to be done, has to be done.
It was a really close call. Nate has learnt so many new skills, and I hope he takes those forward with him.
Oh, Nate, we love you.
Banged it out of the park. 6, home run. Fantastic.
Well done.
I entered this competition to prove to myself that I can do this and that I can deliver the pieces that I have designed. It feels wonderful to be a winner.
This week is definitely a wake-up call. Next week, I need to up my game and produce something that I'm genuinely proud of, because I wasn't of that.
Next time,
Back in the ring for another swing.
it's Sculpture Week. With giant creepy crawlies.
Eyes.
But who will fly into week 6?
Obsessed! Still talking about the sanding.
And who will be leaving the competition?
For me, this is not one of your most successful builds.
Everything hurts.